All right, everyone. Basil Hamden just got busted by James O'Keefe. An OMG journo went out and went on a date with this individual, and he works for MSNBC, one of their shows, and he's locked his account on Twitter, probably not without good reason, by the way. And probably, yeah. I don't know why that could possibly have happened simultaneous to this report dropping. James O'Keefe pulling it off yet again, by the way, and doing more work at this point than his old company, Project Veritas, I think. But he reveals, the producer here, that MSNBC is doing all it can to work with the Kamala Harris campaign to get it elected. Like, that's not exactly a surprise. Generally speaking, the legacy media is in the pocket of the campaign because they represent the Uniparty. And the Uniparty is what the legacy media traditionally represents. It's basically state co-opted media at this point. After Obama decided to, legalize propagandizing to the U.S. public through U.S. broadcasting firms, and that's exactly what he did some time ago, many moons ago. Once that happened, the floodgates were open. We've already got a revelation, an open, stark admission that CNN works directly with the White House. They're not the only ones. We've seen, reports that have been released before about other media organizations. MSNBC happens to be on that list. They also work with the Clinton campaign. There were emails going back and forth, sometimes communicates through third parties when necessary, by the way, to shield from scrutiny. The second part of it, though, is more interesting, which is that this individual also says, well, yeah, MSNBC, our audience are basically dumbasses. We're brainwashing them. Well, and that's very interesting. I would like to show this to an MSNBC viewer and say, look, this is what one of their producers is saying openly about the company's stance on its own audience. Does this feel insulting at all? The problem is that cognitive dissonance would kick in. And they say, yeah, but, it's to defeat Trump, so it's for a just cause. It's orange man bad. That it boils down, I hate to say it, but some people are that simplistic. It would be literally orange man bad is the flavor of, the last half decade, basically. Well, more than half decade, a decade at this point almost. And as long as it's to defeat the fascists, or to defeat orange man, or to defeat, the right wing or something like that, all means are justified. Now, that's not to say that right-wingers don't also have that premise in mind at times. Like Fox News will, tell a blatant lie, and they'll be like, yeah, but, at the time, it was damaging to the Democratic administration, so therefore justified. I don't really think that way myself, probably because I'm nonpartisan, but it is definitely a feature of the human mind that cognitive dissonance creeps in and is a thing. I do find it, though, interesting. This is not some low-level employee within MSNBC. This is a reasonably prominent individual. Maybe not, a famous one. He's no Joy Reid. But at the same time, or Rachel Maddow, still high up enough that, I'm assuming that he speaks with the other bigger individuals, the corporate structure of the legacy media, I almost said party, legacy media outlet. And so would be familiar, generally speaking, with their views, basically saying, well, MSNBC treats its audience like idiots, but we're doing it for a good cause. It's justified because orange man bad. We must stop this evil fascist at all costs. And that's basically another mentality that people have. And so I find it amusing. The first part of it, again, we already knew that. MSNBC, I think it was Veritas a couple of years ago revealed that. So I guess they're continuing their particular war on Donald Trump. Before it was, of course, they're circling wagons around Joe. They've abandoned him. They took all the wagons that were shielding Joe and they've put them around Kamala now. Some legacy media firms are more happy, I think, about this than others. Genuinely, I think that some of these, the reason why they'd be engaging in such behavior fairly openly is because they don't feel confident she can win. I think they felt confident about Joe more or less until Joe really messed up at the debate. I think some of them were like, well, Joe is getting up there. He's having some fucking gaffes and fumbles, and we're crossing our fingers and really, really hoping he doesn't get, really messed up or something. Ah, shit. Well, there goes the neighborhood. I think that they had like that moment where their heart sunk in their chest. You could actually see it. And this has nothing to do with MSNBC, but you can see it on the CNN debate itself. At first, they're, trying to be resolute. They're softballing Biden. They're hardballing Trump. They're hoping that Trump fumbles. But then Biden freezes up like a deer in the headlights, can't answer even basic substantive questions, appears at times very, very confused. And by very, very confused, I mean like, oh shit, man, where am I? Who are all of you people? Is it my birthday party or something? Biden in Skyrim, by the way, one of the more funny things made in the last few years. And then you could visibly see their mood change. And they're like, this isn't going to work. And so they just allow him to mumble and fumble his way through, and Trump completely crushed him. The fact that there was anyone who thought that Joe Biden fared better at that debate, I think that there's some copium there. That's about all. Peace out.